Well, talking about covers, in the next set you're going to play for us, you actually cover a Brendan Benson song called Folk Singer. And I'm interested to ask you about some of the other things that you're involved with, obviously. I know you have a label now, and you're working with Brendan, you're working with some of the guys from the Greenhorns, who we also recorded a session with today that we're going to broadcast at another time. What do you get out of that? What do you get out of working with other people and perhaps recording some of their songs?
I'd always done that ever since I've had a chance to record other bands. I did a lot of 45s in Detroit with a lot of bands that were coming through town, or local bands on a label called Italy Records. And then, but I've always liked to work with other people. I like collaborating, you know. It makes me feel like inspired to work on things. But excuse me, I've actually started a whole new band, or we've started a whole new band. Me and Brendan and Patrick and Jack from the Greenhorns, we've started a whole new band called the Raconteurs, and we're recording an album right now. So it's not really, I don't even consider it a side project or anything, or it's not like me and Brendan working or me producing Brendan or whatever. We just want to start a whole new band and you know, to go right along the side of the White Stripes, you know.
Now, is that something that you would tour with as well?
Yes, definitely. Can't wait. Probably next year.
What about working with other people? I guess Loretta Lynn comes to mind. You did that album last year, I think, Van Leer Rose. Do you really enjoy getting in the studio and having another vocalist to work with? Is that something that turns you on?
Yeah, it's really interesting. I like, you know, sometimes you especially with her, when, you know, I was actually in the booth when we were, you know, I would be there with her helping and trying to figure out how we were arranging these songs. So I'd be in the booth a lot of times when she was singing, and I could, you know, to really be in a room with someone who really can sing. You know, I can't sing. You know, I would probably say I'm a vocalist, not a singer. You know, I can vocalize certain things, but I can't sing really like that. And man, she can sing just from her heart, and it just melts you to hear someone's voice like that, especially in a room with the door closed. You know.
When you work with somebody like that with such a history, obviously, does that sort of inspire you? Does it bring something back to your own music?
Yeah, I'm always out to learn something. I'm always up for trying to get somewhere. You know, that to work with her is an honor, and also it's a strange little place to be, to sort of be in control, of a situation where you're learning from somebody at the same time. Because, you know, I don't really want to tell Loretta Lynn what to do. I really don't.
Sure.
So it's a strange place to be, and you have to find your little niche to feel comfortable and reverential at the same time.
Now, Third Man Records is your own label, and I know that you own all your own records. And are you going to be putting out anybody else's records? Do you see Third Man signing bands or recording other people?
Sometimes, yeah. I did a band called Whirlwind Heat. These sort of art punk noise boys from Grand Rapids, Michigan. A couple of years ago, it was supposed to be in place for anything I was producing and working on, and I suppose the new band will be through Third Man. You know, it's only I don't want to run a record label, like, you know, be a landlord or anything, you know. So only for things I'm producing, I guess.
You got this big tour happening right now. Is this the biggest tour you've undertaken in the States, at least from the point of the view of the size venues that you're playing?
I guess so. I guess in the terms that we're playing smaller venues, but multiple nights in each town.
Got it.
So to kind of keep comfortable, I don't like playing on big arenas, because it really feels like not very intimate. And it's hard for our kind of songs and our kind of show that we perform, I guess, it feels so much better in a smaller environment for us, because we're not really like this. We don't really have a set list. We don't really have it's not like 6 of us where we're all well rehearsed, and everything's really off the cuff, and it doesn't really translate well in a big arena sometimes, you know. So it's better to play a small theater that feels comfortable and just kind of set up shop for a few days, you know, if we can.
There's also something to be said for being able to sleep in the same bed more than one night.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, right? Tell us about the stuff you were doing earlier on this year. I know you visited a couple of places that you'd never been to before. You visited South America. You did a gig down in the Amazon. I'm intrigued to hear about that show.
Tell us, Mag, what do you think?
It was warm. It was beautiful. We got to see all the stars in the sky at night. So
that was nice.
Yes, that was beautiful. It was wonderful down there.
What was that concert?
In Manaus. It was at this amazing old opera house down there, and it was amazing. Well, I was a little concerned though. Some of the plaster was kind of apparently shaking off the walls when we were playing.
A little bit, yeah. I don't think that they had the volume in there.
Too many decibels there.
A little bit. There was a man with a decibel level there, kind of looking at the decibel level and looking up at the ceiling and looking back at the decibel level meter. As little tiny flecks of plaster were falling.